You submit an intent to file. You save the confirmation number. You finally exhale. Then a few months pass, and you realize something important. You may not have filed the claim itself. That misunderstanding can affect how you organize your next steps, how you think about deadlines, and what questions you ask about an effective date. An intent to file is important, but it is not the whole mission. Today, we are going to make that distinction clear and useful.
Welcome to the Veteran Benefits Reset Podcast. I'm Cameron Burrell, a U.S. Army veteran and founder of VetBiz Media. This show helps veterans and their families better understand the VA disability benefits process, one responsible step at a time. My position on today's topic is simple. Treat an intent to file like a clock-starting reminder, not like a completed mission. Its value is in what you do next. We will look at the general purpose of an intent to file, the timing questions that follow, the current process you need to verify, and a one-page system for keeping your records straight. This is education before action, not individualized legal or medical advice.
So what is an intent to file? In plain language, it is a way to notify the VA that you intend to submit a claim or application for a benefit. It can be useful when you know you may apply, but you are not ready to submit the complete application yet. Maybe you need time to locate service treatment records. Maybe you are requesting private medical records. Maybe you are still sorting out whether you are looking at a new disability compensation claim, an increase, or another benefit altogether. That sounds simple. The confusion starts with the word file. An intent to file is a filing of notice. It is not necessarily the filing of the complete application. Here is the anchor phrase for this entire episode. Notice is not application. An intent to file does not by itself establish surface connection. It does not establish a diagnosis, a disability rating, or an approval. It also does not guarantee a particular effective date. What it may do is create a record that you expressed an intention to apply, subject to the rules and requirements that apply to your benefit and your situation. That distinction is not meant to discourage you. It is meant to keep you from stopping too early. The intent to file should start your checklist, not end it. Now, the part many veterans call the clock. An intent to file may be relevant to effective date questions if the completed application is submitted within the applicable period. For some disability compensation situations, current VA guidance describes a 1-year period, but you should not treat that sentence as a universal answer for every benefit or every circumstance. Verify the current rule that applies to you through official VA resources or with a VA accredited representative. The practical framework is still straightforward. Record the date the intent to file was received, identify the benefit involved, find out what follow-up deadline applies, and submit the correct application in the required way. A date without a plan is just a date.
And how do you submit an intent to file? The available route and confirmation process can depend on the benefit and the current VA procedure. It may involve an online process, a phone contact, or a paper submission, but do not rely on an old form, an old phone script, or a memory from someone else's claim. Check the current instructions on va.gov or confirm the appropriate route with an accredited veteran service organization, claims agent, or attorney. Then save the acknowledgement you receive. What do you save? The date. What else? The confirmation or reference information. And if there is no clear acknowledgement, that becomes a question to resolve, not a detail to ignore.
There is another decision hiding inside this process. What benefit are you actually exploring? The word claim can make every VA process sound identical, but it is not. You might be considering disability compensation. You might be looking at an increase for an already service-connected condition. You might be asking about a different benefit with different forms, evidence, or filing instructions. If you are not sure, write down what you were trying to pursue in ordinary language. Then ask, which benefit category does this involve? And what application comes next? Do not guess based on a neighbor's experience. Facts over frustration. Organize, verify, execute.
Here is the tracking tool. Give it a simple name, your intent to file page. Tonight, create one page in a secure notebook, digital note, or spreadsheet. Write the submission date at the top. Next,
record the confirmation number or reference information. Then, write the benefit you believe you were pursuing, using a question mark if you are not certain. Add the follow-up deadline you still need to verify. Under that, make 2 lists, records you have and records you still need. At the bottom, write 3 questions for the person who will help you understand the next step. Keep copies of important documents and protect the information appropriately. A complicated database is not required. A page you update is better than a system you never open.
Make the page part of a short workflow. Tomorrow, fill in the date and confirmation details. Within the next few days, identify the benefit category and check the current VA instructions. Then, schedule time to gather records or speak with an accredited representative. If family members are helping, assign tasks clearly. One person can request records, another can scan documents, another can maintain the date log. Write down who owns each task. That small step prevents the classic problem where everyone thinks someone else handled it. One step, one record, one mission.
Let us make this real with a fictional example. We will call this veteran Alex. Alex believes a current condition may be connected to military service, but older treatment records are difficult to locate. Alex also wants to speak with an accredited VSO before submitting a complete application. Alex submits an intent to file and receives confirmation. The first thought is, great, I'm covered. But covered by what? The confirmation shows that an intent to file was received. It does not show that every required application step is complete, and it does not promise a rating or approval. So Alex puts the date and confirmation number on the tracking page, identifies the benefit being considered, and schedules the VSO conversation. Before that conversation, Alex writes 4 questions. Which benefit does this intent to file relate to? What is the current deadline for the completed application? How will I know the next filing was received? And which records should I prioritize first? Alex also separates facts from assumptions. The page says where the records might be, when treatment occurred, and what needs to be verified. It does not invent a diagnosis or predict an outcome. That is the difference between preparation and speculation. Alex is not trying to solve the entire VA process in one night. Alex is turning uncertainty into a documented plan. Now picture the mistakes Alex could make. The first is assuming the intent to file completed the claim and then taking no further action. The second is losing the confirmation details. The third is gathering records forever without checking the applicable deadline. A fourth is choosing a benefit category based on a form found in an old forum post. These are preventable problems, but they are not reasons for shame. If something is unclear, start with the official acknowledgement and current VA information. Ask what was received, what remains to be filed, which date applies, and where the requirement is documented. If you need help, bring the tracking page to an accredited VSO, claims agent, or attorney. A focused conversation is easier when the dates and questions are already in front of you. Protect the record while you work. Keep readable copies of what you submit. Save official letters, emails, screenshots, and reference numbers in more than one secure location when appropriate. Confirm whether an online action, a phone contact, or a paper submission created the record you intended. Do not send original documents unless the instructions specifically require it, and keep copies before anything leaves your possession. If you submitted something months ago and cannot remember what it was, do not fill in the blank with a guess. Locate the acknowledgement, use the official VA resources available to you, or ask an accredited representative to help you understand the status and next requirement. Write down the answer and the date you received it. So here is the reset. An intent to file is generally a notice that you intend to apply. It is not the completed application. It may matter when you ask timing and effective date questions, but it does not guarantee a particular date or outcome. The benefit category matters. The applicable deadline matters. The next application matters. Confirmation details matter. Before the next episode, create or update one benefits tracking page. Record the date, confirmation information, benefit category, deadline to verify, records you have, records you need, and 3 questions for your next conversation. Keep building, keep learning,
keep moving forward.
Thanks for listening to the Veteran Benefits Reset podcast. If today's episode helped you, follow the podcast, leave a review, and share it with another veteran, family member, or caregiver who could benefit. Download the free 7-step Veteran Benefits Reset Guide at vetbizmedia.com/veterans7. Remember, this is an independent educational resource, not legal or medical advice. Verify current requirements through official VA resources and consult a VA accredited veteran service organization, claims agent, or attorney when appropriate. Your service did not expire. Your story is still worth reviewing. Take the next responsible step.